So today, make sure they do not move an inch. Just sit in as we go on with the show till 4 p.m. when we wrap up. And let's just get straight into
conversation.
I think we've been having some language, lessons here.
Yes, before we leave here, I today German. Okay.
German.
But then just last week Monday, we had two actors here, Lydia Forsen and Najite Anan here, to talk about the movie Borga, which has been premiering around the world. I think in Ghana. And today we have the lead actor and also the director himself here. And we have Eugene Boateng in the studio. And we have York-Fabian. I'll end it there.
Raabe.
I'll end it there. And I mean, guys, you're welcome to the studios of Metro
Welcome.
TV. Aquaba. Oh, okay.
Medase.
Onim Canada. Onim Canada. It's very new, baby. I mean, Eugene, Wakwa Fena Mabedru Hasi. But then I want us to talk about the movies, moving straight into them, because Lydia Forsen and Ajite were here to tell us the premiere, the concept. But then we have the lead actor here, and I want you to tell us a little bit about your background, and especially the community, the street where you grew up, which inspired you to do this movie.
Oh, wow. Hey, where dear? What go deep?
I know, because Michelle interviews be DW. Now we be brave. It's our bedroom Ghana idea. I want you to tell us more.
Okay, background. So, I was born in Germany, grew up in Germany, and I grew up in a Ghanaian community, which is somehow like a small Ghanaian village, Little Kumasi. So, I grew up with village tradition and village upbringing and all of this. And there was a street called Kiefernstrasse, and it was really...
What's the name of the street?
Kiefernstrasse.
You're not hearing anything.
I heard about
I tell like, okay, well,
So Kiefernstrasse, or Kiefern Street, right?
Okay.
So, and, people with less money used to live there. Right?
Okay.
And punks and it was very multicultural place and no money. Broke. So I grew up in that place, and going to school, people always said, "Oh wow, you live at that street." My father and my mother told me not to go there and all of this. So we were the ones people were not trying to mess with, or So fast forward, getting the script of Borga. And preparing and going to our Blushi, people used to tell me, our Blushi, this place is so, you shouldn't go there. So them and Gomorrah, So that reminded me of when I grew up, what people were saying about me and the place I grew up. So I think I wasn't that scared like people could have been. Because I know that where we grew up, it was just a community of people and families that just didn't have enough money, but respected each other, loved one another, and were striving to get further in their life, like it is in Aublushi, or it was in Aublushi. So that's why I could easily, I felt like, I can blend in, and that's like home.
Like you made mention at the end of your interview with DW, you said something very interesting. You even said it here that you guys came from a very varied, diverse background, but it could make it a very strong community for people to live there. What are some of the courageous decisions that you guys took to make sure that regardless of the situation, we are making it a perfect community for everyone?
Well, I think, entertainment, and we had outdoorings, birthdays, and parties, and all of this, right? So every weekend we had church, so Sunday school, and all of this, and also we, my parents taught us how to speak to elders and who's your auntie, who's your uncle. Basically, everyone was my auntie and everyone was my uncle, and they said, if you're disrespectful to your auntie, so that's just how it is, right? So I grew up as like my aunties and my uncles, they were like my parents too. And that's the same thing they did to other cultures. Like I had this friend from Morocco, and he was my age. So my parents told him, if your younger brothers, like my younger brothers, but they told him, my friend, if your younger brothers are disrespectful, you're allowed to do with them whatever you please because that's your younger brother, right? Yeah. So we were all treated like a little village, you know? So that was, well, I didn't understand, but now growing up and now I'm experiencing all of this, I'm grateful for the way I was brought up.
Okay.
Well, York, you are not Guinean, and I mean, it's interesting that the title of the movie, Borga, the things that come, I don't know if you know the song Borga Borga and
Of course.
It's in the movie.
It's in the movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really want to understand how you came in here, how it was for you directing that, you know, combining different cultures, getting different people on board such a project like this.
Actually, it took a very long time. It's now 12 years. So we did a long time researching. We shot a documentary here. And then I started screenwriting, and then Eugene came on board, and we perfected the script. And then we get in this phase, which the way I work as a director is I try to include all the artists around me. It's like all the actors and actresses, but also the scenography people, the costume people, and try to perfectionize the movie. So, and especially culturally was very important for me to get everybody in. But I also had experiences with this because I did it in Johannesburg. I shot movies in the townships of Johannesburg with the people from the townships. And that went also very successful. So because of this inclusion and because we were one big team, everything went pretty well. So I was amazed about the craftsmanship because our team was, they already had experiences with big American movies which were shot here. But with these movies, they were mostly the assistants, and now they became the heads, you know, the creative heads, and they made an amazing job. So I'm totally happy.
Okay, I mean, I'm quoting this, says that in my community, I'm sure Eugene was the one saying this, in my community in Germany, we have never seen a German film that tells an African story from a black perspective. As a director, how were you able to interpret the African story to a certain, you know, group in Germany so that they could also understand that from the perspective of the Ghanaian or the African?
The beautiful thing about the movie is it's multi-perspective. So for you Ghanaians living in Ghana, it gives you a certain perspective. And it also takes your perspective in consideration, but it also takes the perspective of Ghanaians in Germany. Okay. And in Germany, also we have you have lots of types of Ghanaians in Germany, but you can divide them in two parts. One are very close to their culture, and lots of them are not close to their culture anymore. Okay. So for them also, it's also a different perspective. So for me, it was important because this idea of the wealthy man abroad, we have the same saying. You call it Borga, we call it the rich uncle from America. That's how we call him in Germany. And I heard in Albania they call them Schatzi, which is a German word for sweetie. So it's a thing all over the world, and there's a big misconception or a misunderstanding of the people abroad and the people in their home cultures. Mostly thinking, the people in the home cultures mostly think that the people abroad often, they are rich, you know, because they live abroad. So, but this is often not so much true. And it's the same thing, there's misconception because people who are leaving their homes and are away for a long time, life goes on, you know. I mean, if I just look at Ghana, how it developed in the last 10 years, it means so much happened. And if you leave the country and you don't come back for 5-6 years and you come back to your family, then you realize also in your family life has gone on. So this is the way how we try to treat every person rightfully with its perspective. Okay. And we researched, every scene in the movie is researched on a real person. So it's not one person who has lived through all this, but every scene there's a person who has made especially that experience.
Let me ask you, how difficult is it for the life of a director or a filmmaker? Because people have the perception that it's more than just having patience, time, and effort. Do you agree with that?
I think filmmaking is one of the hardest crafts that you can have, because there are so many aspects coming through it. It comes to the screenplays, it comes to acting, but also organization is a big thing. Then how you make your money, how you make your living. It's the same problem in Germany. So I know so many poor directors who make like small short jobs to chase their dreams, and many of them don't ever reach them. So the struggle is all over the world.
Okay.
It's real. It's real.
Eugene, let me come to you before we go. There was one comment I saw under a post someone made that Borga is like, do not let where you come from define you, but never forget the values you learned from your community. Would you say, Borga, is this what is sending outside for people to understand? Is that the perception you want people to know, that this is what the movie is about?
Yeah, not just that, but this is a big part of it. You know, we have one special Adinkra symbol, and that is in the movie, and I think the whole movie is Sankofa, and the whole movie is basically about Sankofa.
Okay.
You know, it's always Sankofa.
Yinchi, Sankofa, Yinchi.
Right? So, but also I think for me personally, life is about Sankofa. You know? So, well, to break it down, the movie is about Sankofa, the movie is about our life. And
I mean, on the 24th of June, this Saturday, this Friday,
tomorrow.
That's
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Why should Ghanaians come out to watch this movie?
This is history in the making.
Okay.
Like you just said, right? It's the first time in my life, and out of my perspective, and I also believe out of all our perspectives, the first time this story, like an African Ghanaian story, is been told out of a Ghanaian perspective, and we speak Tree in the movie.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
And it's an international movie, so guys, do you want to miss out on this one?
No, say.
Yeah, I think that it's one that we would all have to be there, and I mean, just get different perspectives from others, especially, you know, from Europe. And, you know, most of us have some uncles and aunties, you know, in Europe, and we want to understand what they think there, and also what they thinking of us back here, and all of that, and all the buggers that we call it.
And also whether it's a myth that living abroad is all good.
Yeah, you know, rosy.
I see.
And nice
Yes.
So
Yes.
we'll get our answer in there.
You get your answer
There's a
in
lot of
there.
answers, yeah.
So on the 24th
That's
of
tomorrow.
June
Yeah.
at the Silver Bed Cinemas and also at the Westdale Mall at 7:30 and 9:30. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Ticket is a cool 50 Ghana cedis.
50 Ghana.
Ah, sharp.
Okay. Okay.
So there's one more important thing, because he already is history in the making, because sorry, I'm always bragging about you. He won a lot of awards in Germany and also abroad with the movie, but he also won the German Actors Award, and he is the first black actor ever winning this award. There was
That's a great feat.
no one else in the history of Germany who did that. So he's quite special.
Yeah, and he also won the Discovery of the Year, the Ghana Movie Awards. Quite a good one. He's got some awards.
Superstar.
He's always very shy and held back, but there's a lot of
Let's
stuff
just remind
here.
our viewers some of the Ghanaian actors in there.
Yeah.
We have Emmanuel Afezi, we have Lydia Fossen, we have Jude Kurenchi, we have Ajete Anan, we have
Elikem,
Elikim,
Kumoji.
We have
Otziman,
Joseph Otziman, we have
Everybody.
Charlie.
Charlie, make everybody come out and support. So we're really grateful that you joined us here. Director Raabe.
Rehearsing.
But just make an E after Raabe. No, an E. Make Raabe. Yeah, very good. Very good. You're German.
Good to Germany. Well, thank you so much, Director Raabe, for joining us. And also Eugene. Thank you so much. Not Kwame Eugene. But he looks like Home Sweet Home. What's the name of this guy?
Junior.
Yeah. I think the recently appointed CEO of, what's the name of the board? Yeah, he kind of looks
I think
like,
it's Junior.
Yeah. True. I'll show you the picture.
Obian Kancho. Yeah, the retro.
Yeah, I'll show you the picture.
Me was all petri kapa. On interviews now catch.
Me try. But you the pressure mommy too much. You the pressure
mommy
too much. And
also one question I want Penny say was say, are you Ghanaian?
Hey! So, me to Germany, Germany, I'm what's a proud Ghanaian. I'm a nam home. You busami, where you from? Me say, I'm from Ghana. Not just say, me cook only me tibuya me deni why. Who am me baha say ya? I'm say. So I heard you are a Ghanaian. Let me say, sir, you heard.
You heard.
Oh.
I pass you Musa.
That's it.
Okay. It's any 24th. So I mean, grab your ticket from Silverbird, West Hills Mall, 50 Ghana cedis. It's a cool 50 Ghana cedis. I mean, 50 Ghana cedis. Desi will be there for the first time. He doesn't have to go to the Silverbird, but then for this movie, Desi will be there.
I'll be there tomorrow.